My name is Barbara Yort, and I'm from Malacca and Duluth. My experiences with the Whitney Senior Center is I've taken 3 classes. I wish I had taken more, and I hope to in the future. I took guided autobiography, and that was in person. And it was a little harder because I had to get here, and I don't live here, but it was wonderful. And then I took aging mastery, hoping that as an 87-year-old I could figure out what this is all about, and that was helpful. But my very best class for me was the hypertension class. I gained so much from that class. I have high blood pressure sometimes and very low other times. The other people in the class, I think, were mostly high blood pressure, and so they can take some medication. I cannot do that, so I knew I had to figure this out for myself, and I learned all kinds of tips and techniques so that I can handle it. I feel way more in control now than I did, and since stress is part of what causes hypertension, that week was particularly good. The workshop helped me because I'm more confident now about this. I'm not so panicked when the blood pressure goes way up or way down. I know that there are techniques I can use. The instructor said the silver bullet, like if you're in traffic and you think you're going to have an accident, the silver bullet is the deep, deep breath. And we had a whole week on deep breathing. But you can just do this one deep breath and it really does help. But I learned a lot about potassium. I didn't know much before except that bananas had potassium. But I didn't know why that was good. And I learned, besides what was really good, was I learned potatoes have more potassium than bananas, and sweet potatoes way more. So I've put those 2 things into my diet. I learned that dried apricots have a lot of potassium, and they're just a really good snack food instead of some other things that you might eat. The workshops made me feel great. Both the aging mastery and the hypertension one made me feel like, yeah, I'm getting old, I'm 87, but there's a lot I can do and a lot of things I can control. They gave me confidence. I enjoyed the people in the classes. I enjoyed the instructor. You feel better about everything, and I really do. It was also interesting in the class, there was a man in there who had a great deal of problems with blood pressure. It had been way up, 195, 200, and he'd had, I think, both a stroke or 2 and heart trouble, but he seemed just normal, just fine. So he talked about how he had conquered his high blood pressure, and that gave me a lot of confidence that, yeah, just because you have high blood pressure doesn't mean you're going to keel over the next day. I'm excited about the future. I don't know how long it will be, but I can do this, I can handle it, I can take things. Exercise is just wonderful, knowing that that isn't just for my heart, but it's also for the hypertension, for the feel-good things, is a big plus. I feel really much more confident than I did before those 2 particular classes.